Paul?
Hot weather in store for us again today. Fortunately, no rain out there this morning to slow you down. The fog is going to dissipate very quickly. I don't think that'll have a huge impact on the morning commute. It's just going to be hot again. Let's take a look at where the peak of the heat wave resides, and that is through the middle of the country. Some states that you wouldn't really think of as being oppressively hot, specifically Minnesota and Iowa. Missouri and Illinois can certainly be hot, especially through the Mississippi River Valley, but those maroon shaded states, that's where you're going to have heat indices up in the 115-degree range, and corn sweat is the reason for that because these are agricultural areas and those corn plants specifically release a lot of moisture. It's kind of the process of plants breathing. It's called transpiration. It just makes the humidity that much worse. It's bad enough in our part of the country where the heat index is going to be approaching 105 degrees. Now, the middle of the country will get a little bit of a break from the worst of the heat this weekend as it gradually shifts to the east, but that means we are still going to be dealing with 105-degree heat indices as we head into the weekend. The air temperatures over the next few days are going to be in the upper 90s for Metro Nashville and most of the mid-state. The hottest of the air temperatures will be out west. Kansas, Oklahoma, down into northern Texas, to the north into Nebraska. That's where they're going to be up into triple-digit territory even before you factor in the substantial humidity. So we are talking about a big old heat wave just dominating the eastern two-thirds of the country. But before we heat up, we have to burn this off. You're looking at the inside of a fog bank here in Carthage. I have no idea what we would actually be looking at if the fog wasn't there, but I'm assuming it's downtown Carthage. We have to assume because the visibility is next to nothing there in Smith County. A little bit of fog around Nashville has already dissipated to a large extent. A little bit of haze there still in the distance, but again, shouldn't be a big deal for the morning commute. And there's no rain really anywhere close to us. Yesterday we had some showers and thunderstorms in southern Illinois that tried to track down in our direction. We had some that actually popped up overhead. This morning we're calm across the mid-state. Still an outside chance of a shower or a storm bubbling up in the heat and humidity, but for right now it's just warm and muggy. We're down to one spot below 70. That is 68 degrees in Burkesville, 73 degrees right now in Nashville. Most spots in the low 70s. You are at 74 degrees to start the morning in Hopkinsville, but a big time warm up is in store for us over the next several hours. We're going to be up into the low 90s by noon. Hazy, hot, and humid. It'll feel like over 100 degrees already by lunchtime. Air temperature tops out at 97. The heat index will top out probably around 104 this afternoon, just barely shy of heat advisory criteria from the National Weather Service. But those isolated storms are going to be a possibility as we head through the afternoon, which you see on Futurecast. Now, you can't take the exact placement of these radar freckles to the bank. It just shows the overall pattern, and the pattern is there's not going to be much thunderstorm activity. The lid should stay pretty tight on the atmosphere overhead. If you get some rain, take it because it'll cool you off even though it won't do anything about the humidity. Tomorrow, upper 90s for highs, close to 100, just shy, I think, of 100 degrees. With that heat popping the lid on the atmosphere, especially north and northeast of Nashville. I think this particular forecast model is getting a little carried away with the storm chances tomorrow, but again, we can hope for a little bit of rain to briefly cool things off. Same thing over the weekend, upper 90s for highs, and then better storm chances early next week will bring an end to the worst of the heat wave, but it's still going to be plenty hot with highs at least in the low 90s. We will check out the dog walking forecast coming up after a quick break. That's on Channel 4 News Today.